Yeah, that's the main street, Little India. So why exactly is Merdeka Square so famous in Malaysia? Well, as the plaque says here, that 1 minute after noon on August the 31st, 1957, August. Love KL. I must say I'm not in love with it yet. We're on the way to Little India. When you can't afford an expensive condo in KL, you live like this. I'm sure it's quite inexpensive, but people probably don't make a lot of money. Still looking for a hint that we're in Little India. We are told we are here, and I'm looking for signs. Ah, yes, across the street. Across the street. Bombay Jewelry. Okay, let's hope there's more than that. Jalan Masjid India. That's the main street, Little India. On our way to a bazaar. Bazaar. Right there. See what that's like. In Little India, a mosque. Where's the Taj Mahal when you need it? No Taj Mahal here. Just a mosque. In the bazaar, the Malaysian flag. Asia above all is merchandising. Street merchandising, and there's a lot of street merchandising, but there are a lot of lovely shopping centers too. Not that I like shopping centers, but they are impressive. Cool baby. Cool baby, huh?
Cool baby. Cool baby.
That's funny.
Kacamata dia.
By a trained chef. Spent years and years in schooling in India and cooking. Hello. Ah, okay, okay. There's the naan bread. Naan bread, yeah. Oh, is that hot? Oh, wow. That is one piece of naan. Nothing like a little bit of street food, some naan straight out of the oven. It's so delicious. You can get a meal here at Mommy's Kitchen, vegetarian set meals from $3.80. That's just a little over $1. This looks good. Wow. Indian food. Here's the famous vegetarian meal for less than $1. Try this stuff here. Sure is spicy. Huh? No lack of places to eat. And the fans just keep blowing away. Couldn't resist a cheap meal in Little India. Turned out to be a lot of fun. And towering over Little India is Menara KL, the Kuala Lumpur Tower. Worked our way across the city to Merdeka Square. That's where we are right now, Merdeka Square. And we're at the City Gallery. Across the street is Merdeka Square. That is the big square in KL. It's not what I imagined. I imagined a square with buildings around it, but this seems to be more of a soccer field or a cricket field than anything else. Let's see how far I can get before I get kicked out. Trying to get right to the middle of this thing. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty well in the middle of it. And that's the view around it. Kind of disappointing, frankly. Like I say, I was expecting a square of perhaps European character where you have buildings closely encroaching upon it and a nice park in the middle, fountains gushing refreshing water into the air. This is it. And there actually is a fountain here at Merdeka Square, built by the British back in 1884. And over here seems to be an exhibit entitled "The World Under One Roof." Wouldn't that be a nice concept? The world under one roof. So why exactly is Merdeka Square so famous in Malaysia? Well, as the plaque says here, that one minute after noon on August the 31st, 1957, August 31st, 1957, the Malaysian flag was raised to replace the Union Jack to create the independent country of Malaysia, and that's their Independence Day, August 31st. Further goes on to say that the Merdeka Square was built by the British in 1884 and during the colonial period, and it was used basically for social activities and occasionally used for the game of cricket. And that's the message from Malaysia. This beautiful building across from Merdeka Square. Here's the name of Bangunan. man, Sultan Abdul Samed, undoubtedly a famous person. Some interesting architecture in the Kuala Lumpur City Gallery and Information Center. And right here is the restaurant. I can't read it. It's a restaurant in this colonial building. And more of the Sultan type architecture. And we're going to head that way to the Kuala Lumpur Tower. And some people really get excited about this stuff. Got to get the right angle. It's all about the right angle. Okay, let's see what. Oh yeah, there. That's the right angle. The Kuala Lumpur City Gallery and Information Center. You can find the track of Kuala Lumpur's heritage and skyline through its architecture. 3D replicas of the city's past and present. Looks interesting. If it isn't too expensive, it might be something to explore. Because in the end, you might end up in a situation where you love KL. I must say I'm not in love with it yet. It's very interesting, huge contrast between Bangkok, much more quieter, much more civilized. Some of the sites in KL are the Sultan Abdul Samed building, that's just across the street, the old Court of Appeal, the National Textile Museum, the restaurant Larisan, that's the one that's right close to where I'm presently at. The Kuala Lumpur City Gallery, that's where I'm at right now. The Victorian Fountain, the flagpole at Merdeka Square, which is famous because of the independence, the city library, and counting down from number 16, the old Market Square, the old High Court building, the old Session and Magistrates Court building, the City Theatre, the Cathedral of St. Mary, the Wisma Ekron, the Malaysian Institute of Architecture, and finally the Royal Selangor Club.